The son of the police.
Whoop, whoop. We're starting off that way, I guess, today. Grant was really excited about the
son of the police. Whoop, whoop. Wow, that was the quickest off-rails start we've had yet.
For our audience, we were talking about adding in song references, and it took not even 5 seconds tonight. So let's begin. Let's roll. We are on episode 2 of Ever Loyal, the Ever Loyal podcast. Yes, thank you to G. Kirch here, who is just our sound guy. Apparently, he's a guru on everything, and then he adds in our own sound bites. So here we go.
Don't pay extra for it either.
And we have derailed already. This is the Ever Loyal podcast, a podcast brought to you by Matt Green, Matty G, and Grant Kircher, G. Kirch. Episode 2, we are going to be recapping a little bit of the Ohio State game from last week. It's not like a lot of people have probably heard a lot of analysis already, but we're going to give our 2 cents. And then we're going to preview the first home game coming up on Saturday against the Marshall Thundering Herd. We got what a school, what a name. This podcast right now is brought to you by no one. So if you guys are know of anybody that wants to sponsor us, hit us up. Hit me up on Twitter. The real Matty G.
Underscore.
Yes, the real _ Matty G. And then Grant. What is your Twitter handle?
Grant Kircher.
Incredible. Incredible being original and originality. Yeah. Anyway, so here we are, episode 2. Thank you to everybody that listened and gave us great feedback. We appreciate it. I think this took off more than we thought it would, honestly. Considering just us dopes, we're just talking about football for a while. So thank you to everybody really for the kind words. Listen to us. We are on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts. Sorry for that delay, but we are there. And on Apple Podcasts, rate and subscribe. Would be great to see those 5 stars come build that up. So Ever Loyal episode 2, Grant. Since we talked last week, we have had a lot happen. And both of our predictions, of course, were very wrong for the Ohio State game. That's going to be a common theme here, I believe. We're obviously going to just give our takes on the game. Final score 21-10, Ohio State. Definitely lower scoring than what we had thought and what many people had thought.
We did predict 11-point difference, though.
We did.
Like 35-24, and I think you said like 38-27.
Yes, like that's right. So the point margins were undefeated.
Somehow accurate.
Never lost.
Undefeated, never lost. Thank you, LeVar.
Thank you, LeVar, for that soundbite and nothing else. Hopefully we get more listeners and viewers than Ball in the Family that aired on Facebook a few years ago. So that could be our low bar goal.
Our
LeVar goal is to do better numbies than Ball in the Family, which again was on Facebook. So I'm surprised with the price of their shoes that streaming that wasn't like $3,000 an episode. Anyway, 21-10, Ohio State unfortunately beat the Irish on Saturday, but you are right. We were talking about point spread or 11-point spread there. Good teams win, great teams cover. So we are a great team.
We are.
Just objectively a great team.
It's not our fault. We don't make the rules.
No, we don't make the rules. I've been told that many times. Obviously, I think what we did, the planning that and the game plan, especially on offense, ended up being a positive, but also kind of the demise of the team because it was obviously conservative. We had a couple of big plays, but the offensive firepower that was needed just wasn't there. I'm not about to quote myself, but I did have a thought during the game, and I think I tweeted it that, we would have needed 2+ touchdowns to win this game anyway. And you can't do it. No matter even if Ohio State didn't have as much of an offensive firepower as we thought, our defense stepped up big. But what are a couple of your main takeaways from that, Grant? Positive or negative for the team?
Honestly, on the personnel side, I don't have anything negative. I mean, let's start with our offense and we'll work our way. But that first play of the game, Buckner coming out hitting Styles for 54 yards,
huge
on that right sideline, was just, I mean, to start out a game like that game, not just like a game, but to start out that game in that atmosphere with no one giving Notre Dame any sort of respect, like true freshman, first regular season game for head coach. I mean, just all those caveats to this, but that was a great play by touchdown Tommy Rees. I mean, we did everything we could in that first half. We held the ball for long drives.
I mean, you get caught into it, but I remember seeing a highlight, I think in the last couple of days, third quarter, there's 5 seconds left in the third quarter when Buckner hits, who am I thinking of?
On that one,
the last play of the third quarter wasn't Diggs. Who was it?
Would it have been Mayer when he fumbled it going across the field? You're talking about that?
No, but that gave me a heart attack.
Oh my God, my heart was in my ass.
Oh, it was Lindsey.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 14-10 Buckeyes, and
yeah,
we were driving. So that, right there, the resilience, I think, was great. Obviously, I saw some of the negatives. For sure, there were things to work on, but I don't know. I wasn't going to be overly critical. I don't really want a moral victory because I think we stepped up. And one thing I will say too, I noticed this for sure, and credit to Ohio State, because this isn't like some team that we got up and then we just lost to a worse team. Like they obviously made the adjustments as being a top 4 team in the nation, but at the end of the first half, the TV coverage showed the Ohio State bench, and they were shell shock, might be a little bit too strong, but they were
defeated.
Yeah, they were shook a little bit. I don't think they were totally shook, but I think us going down and having a lead for a lot of the first half was something they were not accustomed to, and that low scoring, because they got boat raced by Michigan last year. They got boat raced by Oregon. Yeah, so they hadn't played in a game like
Georgia
this. So,
and the CFP too.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, I don't want to go with a moral victory, but
I literally wrote that
we were up there. We were up there.
Moral victory, but like to hold that team to 14 points in the second half, like it wasn't like they went boom boom. Like it literally took them. I wrote down how long it took them to score those 2 touchdowns. To end the game, they took 14 plays, covered 95 yards, and took 7 minutes of game time to go up 21-10, which obviously was the final score. Then the touchdown to go up 14-10, they took 10 plays, 70 yards, and 4:43 of game time.
Just clinics, offensive clinics.
And it really, like, this is my one issue that I'm going to call out. Coach Rees, I have thought this for as long as I've been a Notre Dame fan, and that's been my entire life. I think you will agree with it, and I know a lot of other people will. But when we get up in the first half, I don't know if there's like a switch that flips on or what it is, but there's like a conservation put on the offense rather than keeping the pedal to the metal and like continuing with those big plays and taking risks. Like, we're playing not to lose the game rather than to win the game. And so that was my big thing. I don't like that's how we have to start our season. But I mean, you like we had 0 to lose in this game.
Yeah.
If we won, great. Like we're going 12-0, CFP playoff, like fucking hammer down. If we lose, everyone expects it. So like, why not? Like, I mean, that's probably the best thing that Marcus Freeman could have asked for in his first regular season game. Is a game where the outcome is perfect regardless.
Right. Like, and we played them tough, right? I mean, objectively, and you more saw the narrative of, wow, that was close. It wasn't like, we didn't show up in big games. The thing that I think of, and obviously you can't base upon this because we have literally the whole season left, but I think about this, if we just go chalk, right? I mean, it is pretty clear, especially after watching this past weekend of football, that Alabama, Georgia are two of the teams. Clemson didn't look that great. So is Ohio State the other team?
Finishing 41-10 that game is my
know. Yeah, I know. Oh, that first half was a struggle. But, and as a sidebar, I am feeling less and less stressed about that game right now in November, but we'll go over that in a couple months. But I was thinking about it, like, we're 4 teams, and I was thinking, like, the winner of the game, or I guess the loser of the game, if they go undefeated the rest of the way, like, they're the 4th team, right? So I'm still kind of thinking, like, obviously you don't really know what's going to go on with the season, but if we run the table, Ohio State also goes undefeated. What's saying that we wouldn't be the number 4 team?
Well, I mean, like, if you take a look at everyone else, like, you take a look at the rest of the Big Ten, no one really surprised anything. The only surprise was how bad Iowa was. I mean, everyone else, they scored 7 points and no touchdowns.
I wanted that score to end 5-3 so bad.
That had to have been a scoregami then, wouldn't it have?
No, there was a 5-3 game. They were saying, I think, in the 80s.
Okay, I mean, still, like,
where Iowa lost. Iowa was in the most recent 5-3 game.
Of course they did. Of course Iowa lost.
Also, just another aside. This is a shout out to college football. How much we love college football, because you mentioned Iowa, and then right after that 7-3 game ended with no touchdowns, we get App State and UNC, where there's like 60 points scored in the 4th quarter or whatever it was.
Yeah, and App State put up 6 touchdowns in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, somebody said it was 56-51 or something like that. 56-53 maybe, with 38 seconds left, and the score was 63-61.
And it didn't go into overtime.
It did go in overtime, right?
Oh my God, that was awesome. Well, they were saying, like, they had more combined points than when the same 2 teams met in basketball this past year.
Yeah. I love that.
Which is just wild.
I love the sport so much.
No, I mean, I think, like, you look at the rest of the Big Ten, nothing surprises you there. The teams who are going to win are going to be your Michigans, which I fucking hate to say, because Jim Harbaugh is a fucking clown. Michigan State, who'd they play?
Western Michigan.
Okay, that game was stupid close for unnecessary reasons too.
Yeah.
Penn State, whatever.
Penn State,
Wisconsin,
Purdue,
they'll probably win the West because the rest of the West is a joke. Like, I mean, that's pan out how it is. The Pac-12, irrelevant. Just drop off California. Who cares?
Irrelevant.
The Big 12, don't care. Texas is
Oklahoma, maybe. Texas is going to get boat raced this week.
They may lose by like 7,000
at home.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry tears of happiness. The SEC, I mean, Alabama and Georgia will always be the teams until Nick Saban retires and until Kirby Smart fucks up somehow with
Florida and Tennessee are going to do their classic things where they make a little bit of run until they play Alabama in the East
and get boat raced.
Right.
I don't know. It's just,
or until they play Georgia in the East, I guess. Right. Yeah.
Florida, that was kind of a cool win to see Billy Napier, first big time head coach coming out of a mid-major, to beat a really solid ranked Utah team.
Yeah.
Kind of ugly, but I mean, dub's a dub. Who cares? I think the big thing, this went way off tangent, but
That's
going
fine.
back to like Notre Dame, like I think my favorite thing about this is just how fucking good that defense looked.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
Unless something happens in the next 11, 12 weeks, we will not see a better offense than Jackson Smith-Njigba, which really sucked that, like, all joking aside, sucked that he went down hurt.
Yeah.
Won't see anyone better than him, Marvin Harrison Jr., the fucking two-headed monster of Travion Henderson and that Michael Givens.
And you got a Heisman candidate at quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if he's the fifth guy I named on their offense, unreal. I thought we did a really good job of pressuring CJ Stroud in the first half.
Yeah.
Especially with that line. I talked about it last week, but Paris Johnson, he's their left tackle, number 77. He's like 6'7", 310. He's going to be a top 15 pick. And then that Dewan James, he's their right tackle, had a couple, I think, auspicious calls against him in the second half. But I mean, we made that team look very one-dimensional in that first half.
And you make a good point. We have pressure, like, some to the naked eye, you might not see it, but we were getting pressure. Just it wasn't resulting to sacks, but Stroud was overthrowing balls, underthrowing balls.
He was having to move outside of the pocket. He
disguise. We had disguised coverages going. I really liked what the game that Golden put together for us.
Al looks really good in that blue and gold, like pun intended.
Yes, it does. No, I know. I was about to say Al Golden, our defensive coordinator, for those who might not have known. He's new this year. Freeman brought him in, but I think that might be why. Like, I was obviously upset. It's also tough to just go in there against a really good team and have the lead and think and not just a pipe dream. Like, in the middle of the game, in the fourth quarter, you still have a chance to win.
You were down 4.
Yeah, right. It doesn't work out. That's tough. But I woke up better on Sunday than I did after most losses.
I mean, that loss is a lot fucking easier to swallow than Marcus mentioned it in his presser last Monday than the fucking Oklahoma State one.
Yeah, because he just blew that against the team we could have beaten by 2 scores easily. So, no, I agree. I agree with that totally.
Said that we didn't do, but that we had to do. We didn't establish the run game. He said whoever establishes that run game will win the game.
Yeah, you're right.
Our defense, again, I talked about those 2 drives in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. I mean, our defense was on the field for almost 12 minutes of game time. I mean, you that just can't happen. But I mean, they were gassed. I don't know. Notre Dame. Here I have some other things. Notre Dame had 8 punts versus Ohio State's 5. John Sott looked pretty good. Our kicking game looked okay. I mean, we have good kickers. We always have, always will. We had 5 penalties and 0 turnovers.
Can't complain with no turnovers.
God, it's frustrating to look back on it now because I honestly I was really happy with what happened Saturday night. Again, I hate to say it was a moral victory, but no one expected us to touch them. But I mean, I wrote it down here. I think Notre Dame showed some true fucking tenacity and some grit in holding them to 21. I also have this just thought that there's actually going to be some respect put on Notre Dame's name, which is surprising because there's a national media bias, which I understand.
It's kind of turned into like somewhat of like a don't fuck with us. Like that's kind of how I see it.
The only thing that scares me is like, let's say everything pans out how we want it to. Ohio State goes 12-0 in the regular season, wins Big Ten.
Yep.
They're in.
Yep.
Notre Dame finishes 11-1. They're in. If we face them again, I don't know if that offense looks the same at the end of December as it did in the beginning of September, which is a scary thought because, I mean, if they get the 2 wide receivers going, if the running backs do half of what they did this week, and if CJ Stroud, gets his head right, not that his head was in a bad place, but I mean, if he makes those throws that he knows he can and that the college football landscape knows that he can, that game is different. And something has to happen differently with that offense because we're not holding them to 21.
No. And admittedly, that probably helped us, especially with it being a road game where it was the first game of the season. So feeling things out, now everybody's going at, mid-season form. So, but I think, unless you have anything else, I think we can put kind of a bow on that. A lot of positives, I still think we have a pretty high ceiling as far as the rest of the season goes.
I wrote it Sunday morning. We're going 11-1. North Carolina, oh boy! That I've seen people say that that's a hiccup for Notre Dame. No, it's not.
No. And like I said, if we continue on a trajectory, like I think that the team could get to, and then especially seeing the way that Clemson was struggling on Monday night, it just, especially with a home game. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but
why can't we do 2020 all over again?
Ohio State scared me a little bit more than they do right now. So, I mean, we'll see. Who knows?
Also, one thing before we talk about Marshall. Just the world's biggest, fuck you to Brian Kelly. I can't not say it. No one was to blame for that game, or everyone was to blame for that game except him. Kayshon Boutte cleared his Instagram. Malik Nambers, he was their punt returner. After BK threw him under the bus, cleared his Instagram of anything related to LSU. I mean, and then you have the thing about Coach O, where he's like, what time and what door you want me at, brother? I'm gone.
Yeah. I could not stop laughing. That was after, because honestly, I was just shocked because that was an objectively incredible and insane ending to a football game. But the whole thing was perfect.
Oh my God, it's so perfect.
It just, the way that ended, it was great. I realized that why everybody loved to hate Brian Kelly, because it was really fun. And I had a few, I mean, this is a shock to nobody, but had a few beverages in me by the time that game ended. So I was, yes, some Teddy Brewskis, some Oprah Tinfrees. As the artist Ye once said, he's not really drunk, he's had a fruit bruise.
Oh, what? Oh God.
Anyway, but that was, but
I'm gonna be like this weekend they play Southern, and
perfect for Brian Kelly.
Oh yeah, family, shut the fuck up.
Anyway, it was great to see him and his asshole ways get beat like that. It was incredible.
And he's gonna ruin that program.
And also, just unfortunately too, because I kind of liked him when he was here, but hilarious how they have special teams issues, and Polian was the only coach that followed him. It definitely made the loss on Saturday
so much easier.
Yeah, it did. You're right.
Forgot that Jay Bramblett transferred to LSU.
Yes, Jay Bramblett was a part, not himself, but his name was a part of one of the best things on memes I saw in the off season. Like BK instituted some form of point system there that related to academics or something like that. And there was some guy on the team that had in the negative triple digits. And then Jay Bramblett, the transfer from Notre Dame, had the highest score.
Shocker.
And I was like, you better work on graduating those champions. First of all, graduating, and then work on maybe champions after that, because oof. Anyway,
they're saying it today on ESPN, and this is the last thing I promise, but I just can't stop loving this. Is that no? I'm sorry. That Brandon Walker was saying it on Barstool. Like LSU would be the only school that could get their coach fired after one season, yes. Let alone fucking one game. And if he gets fired after signing that $10 million or that 10-year, $100 million contract and he goes like 6-6, I think I would like Forrest Gump type shit, like walk down to Baton Rouge to give him the bird. Mama, why is that man running? Like, motherfucker. Okay, Marshall. I'm back.
Marshall. We have recapped our game, and then college football week 1 is in the books.
On Brian Kelly. Hopefully,
it was great. Week 2, the Marshall Thundering Herd come to Notre Dame Stadium. First home game of the year. First home game for Marcus Freeman, which we're all excited about. Also because this is great. It's not an opponent like Ohio State. They are down, no extra knocks to Marshall, but they are just not that great of a team, unfortunately. Also shout out though Marshall with their history. If nobody has seen, or if you haven't seen We Are Marshall, fantastic movie.
Top 5 football movie.
Fantastic movie. You will cry.
Matthew McConaughey. Oh, that might be his best role.
Yeah, it's up there for sure. I would agree. It's a phenomenal movie. For anybody that doesn't know, Marshall, it's a cool background. It's not a cool thing that happened to them, but in the 60s they played a game and were coming back, and they had a plane crash and it killed almost all of the team and coaches. So they kind of had to rebuild their program from scratch, and that's what We Are Marshall's about. So very, very cool story. Marshall Thundering Herd, they're located in West Virginia.
AKA Rand U.
Rand U. Why is that?
Randy Moss went there, baby.
Randy Moss, right. Yes. Love that. I don't know why I forgot that, but you're right.
It was a 30 for 30. Come on,
man. And who else? Who was his quarterback?
Come back. Was it Steve McNair? No.
Oh.
R.I.P.
Oh, maybe it wasn't his quarterback.
Byron Leftwich? No, Chad Pennington went there.
Yes, Chad Pennington.
The New York Jets.
God. Wow. Wasn't that like the last time the Jets made the playoffs?
No, it was I think it was like right before the butt fumble happened when Mark Sanchez.
Oh, right. That was the playoffs.
USC's great lineage of quarterbacks.
You know what? I got to stop because I, as a Lions fan, cannot throw stones about people not making the playoffs. So we're going to move on. So, I don't really know. I mean, I don't know if you have anything like keys to the game. I mean, I think you can play a different game plan, obviously, but this just seems like it's going to be a talent gap thing on Saturday.
I mean, in all honesty, it has to be. I mean,
yeah.
I respect Marshall from what they've overcome and from what they are now. I think it's cool that I think we're about to enter year 50 or 52, something like that, since the anniversary of the plane crash. Bravo for the OGs who are left, sticking it out and turning this thing back into a legit D1 program. But I mean,
yeah,
this game needs to be a 63-7 type of
little reset, which would be nice, of course. Kind of get some things going. You can try out what might work on offense and defense. Of course, that's a great thing. I did see that they have their quarterback is a transfer from Texas Tech, so he was in the portal. Came to them because they just lost their quarterback last year from Virginia Tech, or he went to Virginia Tech. So, so there's that. Yeah, it's going to be a talent gap. I don't think there's really much. Yeah, we could say there's the talent that we have and that's there. I think the guys shouldn't be shaky at all.
But I also think that they need to not overlook this as like U.S. fans are.
I agree.
We obviously know. And obviously, I think players on both sides know how the game should go. And like 99% probably will go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is Marshall's like national championship. They're not going to go to South. They're not going to go to another Notre Dame type of school. I guess I don't know their schedule, so I could be talking out of my ass. But like, they're not going to go to another South Bend and play another Notre Dame.
Teams do play us tough.
And like, bravo. I mean, we're paying them to come in and get their ass kicked and go back home.
Yeah.
Like, they should play us tough. But I mean, I'm hoping to see some of our freshmen here in the second half. I hope Buckner plays just a stupid first half, go 22 for 30, 30 type performance, 300 yards in the first half, couple tutters, maybe one running. I hope to see Logan Diggs and Audric Estime continue to run the ball well. The Jet, Chris Tyree himself. I mean, that kid's explosive if he can get a hole. I want to see our line continue to hold up well, give Buckner that time to make those throws. There are a couple plays on Saturday where it was like Zeke Correll, like, what are we doing here, man? In the past. And then some of our freshman wide receivers I want to see. This is more of a long-term play of the game. I think if we can test out some new people and light a fire under the asses of some of our older veterans on this team, I think it only helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's always a good thing. What I say is I always like to be bored in the fourth quarter of Notre Dame games. So hopefully we have that going. Couple of fun things to note. I know we admittedly don't have as much on the opponent or this game, but we've seen the team kind of know here. Marshall is in the Sun Belt Conference or Fun Belt Conference. If you are like Grant and I, and you spend way too much time on the college football Twitter and looking at college football memes. So Fun Belt, huge thing in the college football world.
Champions in the goddamn Pac-12 is.
It's hard to argue. They seem to own the bowl games between December 20th and Christmas. So
I love me like a Louisiana Monroe versus like a Louisiana Tech kind of sort of game. Oh,
absolutely.
Just fucking 52-49 type bullshit, just ugly.
Absolutely. How about that classic? It always seems like December 23rd. You got like Troy versus Boise State. Oh,
at Western Michigan.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta love it, right? But they are in the Fun Belt. Also, they are the Thundering Herd. I think the hashtag is Beat Herd, which is also to me was funny because it looks like Bethard, or like you just think of CJ Beathard.
When I read that, I was like, they're missing so many letters here. Like, what are we doing?
I think it has to fit in the cheer, Grant. It's all for the youth. It's all for the youths. But Grant, this is also interesting because this is a matchup of college teams with nicknames that don't end in S. There are not that many in college football, in FBS college football, and two of them are playing us, the Fighting Irish and the Thundering Herd.
I know Tulane is the Golden Hurricanes.
That is Tulsa, the Golden Hurricanes.
Yep. Tulane is the Wave.
Green Wave.
So that's another one. I was thinking of both of them.
Mm-hmm.
North Texas is the Mean Green.
Yep.
Pun intended. Look at you, Matty G.
If you want to look at that, if you want a hint, we play two other ones this year.
This isn't one of them, but we play my freshman year at Holy Cross. We played University of Massachusetts Midshipmen.
Minutemen.
Yep. The Navy Midshipmen.
There you go.
Who's the other one we play? So we go Cal, we go North Carolina, bye week, BYU.
They're in California. That's the hint.
Oh yeah, Stanford Cardinal.
There you go. The Fighting Pantones.
God. I love David Shaw.
Yeah, we're not going to get into him right now.
No, we're not right now, but I love him.
You're missing a big one. One of the best teams in college football.
Can I get a conference there?
Yes, SEC.
Oh shit.
Oh, come on.
The Vanderbilt Commodore.
No, they're the Commodores. Are you kidding me? The Alabama Crimson Tide.
I was fucking with you.
Okay. Well, that was not clear on the Zoom, so
I know.
Clearly a bad connection.
Definitely won't find
I feel like there's others.
Yeah, probably.
I'm missing, but I think it's 13. So and we probably missed a few, but let us know if you think of others or just let us know.
There's North Carolina State and Nevada, the Wolfpack.
Yes, correct. Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's about it.
And that's about it. Yeah, so that's just a fun fact. There really isn't anything else there, but just to let you all know at home that yes, we are, and 10% of FBS football teams nicknames don't end in S. So that balances out all of the Tigers and Wildcats that we have, apparently.
And Cougars.
And Cougars, yeah. There's just like 3 million of each of those going on. So yeah, so it should be good. Should be good day.
All right, Matty G, what do we got for score prediction for Saturday?
Yeah, great question. So also something to keep in mind too, especially if you're thinking about score. Looked like it was maybe gonna be some rain in the forecast, but I think that's gonna pass here in beautiful South Bend, Indiana, for Saturday. So
bring the thunder to the herd.
Yes. With there is less thunder and more.
We're gonna shake down the thunder.
We're shaking down. Oh, that's good. I like that. Shaking down the thundering herd.
Should I go tweet that at Coach Freeman right now? Because I'm sure he's on Twitter at fucking 11 o'clock at night on a Wednesday.
My dude better be asleep. He's probably not.
He's probably ready. No, yeah, he's getting ready for his morning run tomorrow.
Yeah, seriously. Making us all look bad. Making us all look bad. And as my dad used to say, he's just a damn flat belly. Running it early.
That is hilarious.
Yep.
I've never heard that. And as a guy with not a flat belly,
correct.
I think I would.
Same here. You hadn't met G, but he was the same as us. So
we don't fucks with the flat earthers, and we don't fucks with the flat bellyers.
I can't argue with that. I just I can't. So anyway, it should be a good good game going, I think. And another shout out, she's going to deal with me low for another game, who was also in it to win it in the Ohio State game. So yeah, but for score predictions, so I looked just a little bit ago on Wednesday night. We're 20.5 point favorites right now.
Okay.
And the total is 51 flat. So score prediction for me, hopefully just kind of score early and often. I could definitely see this, being where Marshall's not going to get shut out. I feel like teams come in and they usually get a score or two. I'm going to go with a solid, let's go with a solid 52-10.
Oh shit. Okay. I was gonna go with 45-10.
Well, that works too. I mean,
I'll stick with 45-10. I think it's again.
Yeah,
you score early. The fourth quarter goes by quick.
Yeah,
you don't want to run up the score.
One drive, Marshall probably makes a stop or something happens. So Blake groupie, we haven't figured that out yet. Blake kicks a field goal.
The guy who kicks the thing.
Yeah. Hey, he got a good one on Saturday. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm thinking. I think we cover. Again, I don't want to poo-poo them totally, but you feel like the talent's just gonna take over at some point.
And we've been lucky enough in the last probably 15 years, with an exception or two. Notre Dame's home opener has always been relatively easy.
Mm-hmm.
One that comes to mind right away is that Texas game back in 15.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, we ended up winning that game like 38-3.
Yeah.
So horns down.
And they're coming in, and there's going to be some extra juice, I think, from the crowd and from the team. We got Freeman's first game at home. So we're definitely excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that 45, 52. Whatever. But I think
too little. How about that?
Yeah, how about that? And I'll be interested to see it. One thing I love about college football too is just kind of seeing like what another team brings in, and I don't want it to be close, but when it's not close, it's kind of like, oh, these guys can make some plays, and you can kind of see what the deal is. Yeah, so cool. Anything else we got going on here? I think
other big games. We have Alabama going to Austin.
Big game in name. I don't think it's going to be close.
Oh, I don't think so either. But I'm just saying, like, that should be a marquee matchup for week 2.
Oh, I agree, 100%.
The fact that it's the fucking big noon Fox kickoff.
Remember,
that's scheduled. I want to have a one-on-one.
Bama and Texas is kicking off at 11 a.m. local time.
They're kicking off at 9 a.m. in fucking California.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's okay. Nobody in California is watching any football anyway.
No, because they're whatever. I'll just stop on.
I did see. It looks like I think we have a couple of interesting ones. Kentucky plays Florida.
They're both ranked for the first time since 2007, I think.
Yeah. So it should be interesting. I don't know. I feel like maybe some of the luster has been lost on Kentucky a little bit, but should still be an interesting matchup considering Florida jumped so high from being unranked, right?
13,
Yeah, they were unranked. So, and then what is it? BYU? Is it BYU in Tennessee?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that doesn't really mean anything, but it'll be fun just because it's the week on ABC. Stanford hosts USC.
Right. Yeah. It's been interesting, especially that they've kind of been starting to incorporate some of these earlier season conference games. We used to not see that at all, but now we're incorporating
the first 3 or 4 weeks was always reserved for like your out of conference cupcake.
Yep.
Ready for the big boys. Also, I think I could be making this way up, so just that is out there. I think, like, I read the last 4 times Stanford has hosted USC, Stanford's won.
Oh, that could be. I mean, maybe that's going back even like that. Even going back to that, what year was that? 2007 that upset they had.
I think I read that somewhere though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That could be right. So, well, cool. Well, we're pumped for week 2 and the first home game of the
Freeman era.
Also, oh my gosh, we are just back to tailgating. It is going to be off the chain,
off the chisane.
As
the youth
I don't even know who said that.
Ever.
Yeah. Get excited, people. Get excited. I think there's still going to be some excitement even after the loss. It's the first home game. People are juiced. They're jazzed.
And it might be something in South Bend. It's probably in Columbus. It's probably in Tuscaloosa. But there is definitely a palpableness of the air during that first home.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially if weather's nice and it's sunny and it's just
on Friday too, which is always really fun.
Yeah, it is. It is really fun for sure. So, yeah, we're excited. So thanks for tuning in to Ever Loyal Podcast, episode 2. We'll be back next week sometime to recap the Marshall game and to go over and preview the game against Cal. So thanks again. Thanks.
Like this one.
Let's hope. We can only hope one game at a time right now. I feel like we said that last year about Toledo and we had a nail biter. So we're going to take this one game at a time. One game at a time. We're falling in love. Isn't that how the song goes? Or
it's one step at a time. There's no.
Well, yeah, I knew it. I was improvising, but
different wavelengths. Anyway, NFL starts this weekend. Fucking get pumped.
NFL starts this weekend. Grant, admittedly, is more of an NFL fan than I am. I am still an NFL fan because it's football. We are both football guys. I'm also a Lions fan. So I'm also a Lions fan. Also, as you mentioned it, very excited after watching Hard Knocks, all 4 episodes. It was electric. Dan Campbell said man about 300 times in the span of 4 episodes.
MCDC, baby.
MCDC. Also in the last episode, definitely got me juiced up. Eminem showed up to a practice and they had him there. So
imagine him like he said, he would talk about like playing any position. Like you just look across you as fucking tight end is slim, and you're like, this man is 50.
Yeah, and this man is 50 and like 130 pounds. Well, he said that, and I was thinking of him at like nose tackle, like just on the D line.
Vince Wilfork.
Yeah, just
every sense of the word.
Just on the D line. So, so yes, we have this weekend. We are starting full board into football.
Thursday to Monday, baby.
Thursday to Monday up until February. We're gonna be in football. It's going to be legendary. Get ready for another season. It's just awesome. So, also. Go Lions. Grant is a big Colts fan, so shout out Go Colts. Let's roll. Let's roll and do
play
it.
Each other, so let's hope we each go 17-0.
There it is. Meet in the Super Bowl.
Yes, it is.
meet the Super Bowl. So, all right, everybody. Listen to us. We're gonna put the video on YouTube. Listen to us on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. And again, watch out for more. Read the blogs that we have. Watch out for more from Y'all Media. We're going to try to get everybody there. And again, if you want to sponsor us in some way, we're here. Reach out to me. Let it be known. Thanks again for listening. And we'll see you next week on the Ever Loyal Podcast. Cheers.